Sweet apples, sour apples, berries, juicy, mouth-watering pears and mangoes, peach soufflés, milky, coconutty figs. Ah, the summer fruits. What can bring more joy in our very busy and sometimes a very overheated life than a perfume that gives you pure vacation vibe? Hey guys, if you're looking for a mouth-watering, semi-sweet, delicious perfume fragrance fix, no matter your preferred gender alliances or preferences when it comes to scents, I got you covered. I want to start with something that's been with me for a number of years, something that I kept buying the decants of, and only a few years ago I actually splurged on a full-size bottle, and that was a Diptyque Philosykos, a cult favorite. It's a classic when it comes to figs and kind of this really unique combination of fruity plus watery, lotusy, fresh green. Philosykos it's where it's at. I've had since I fell in love with Philosykos by Diptyque, I had a number of fragrances that tried to push it aside, and nothing beats it yet. I tried Molinar Fig, I tried Dior Boutique line. They have, oh my god, Ballade Sauvage or something like that. I tried many figs, but Mancera comes to mind, which is also great, but nothing is quite like this. And I must say, since I've went through a barrage of decants of it, I tried Eau de Parfum and I tried Eau de Toilette, and I do prefer the water version, Eau de Toilette. There's something about the magical combination of milky fruitiness with the green zest, just a little bit of that, and this like smooth, almost freesia-like flow of the fragrance that nothing quite hits that balance so well as Diptyque Philosykos. You will not be wrong if you invest in it. Well, nothing really in the world of fragrances, and invest in almost nothing. It's very rare for something to become 10x the original price, and yet this is something worth coming back to, even if you've had it before, even if you've worn it before and got tired and decluttered. Even getting a travel still can send you just to that right place of like summer, picking figs off the trees and just eating them on the grass with a book by your side. Beautiful fragrance, the best fig yet, and I've tried quite a few. Next one is going to be apples. I am all about apples this summer, and both fragrances that I'm going to show you that are the top creme de la creme when it comes to apples in my collection, both are new to me. Not necessarily new to the world of fragrances, but new to me, and I am head over heels in love. On the heels of my review of Etat Libre d'Orange, which is a French niche perfume brand with South African roots, or at least inspired by South Africa, I Am Trash, a surprise favorite. I was really repelled by its original promotion when it was released. It was a bit much for me, so I kind of tried it. It was sour sweet. I didn't really appreciate. I did feel a bit of this sour decay, like sometimes you get this smell from decaying rotten vegetables when they're truly in the trash. Maybe the visuals affected me that much, but I tried it again this year and fell in love. These are these beautifully sour apples, the ones that almost get your mouth to water just by thinking of them. The sweet and the sour, and it lasts forever. And it has this amazing combination of somewhat floral, somewhat berry-like, but these juicy sour apples. It just delivers. I used 2 decants, and then I got myself a gently used full-size bottle Happy to share. Links are all down below if you want to try it for yourself. This is going to be my summer staple. I am so glad that for once something that I buy is seasonal. I often get, winter coat in June and, bikini in December. You save a lot of money that way. Sometimes you can get things that you're really hunting down for a long time and they just pop up. But there is something to be said about having spoon for the time when you need to eat soup. So I Am Trash came just at the right time into my life to be enjoyed in the summer. When it comes to sweeter apples, there are like so many varieties of them. These like sweeter, like deep red apples are represented in my collection by another newbie for me, which is Laboratorio Olfattivo Décou-Vert. This Italian perfume house is way too British to my nose. They are really good at composing nuanced, sophisticated florals with fruity flavor. Their white line is my absolute favorite. There are a few specialty lines that I also like from them. We'll talk about in a minute, but their white line is where it's at for me for Laboratorio Olfattivo. And the Décou-Vert here, even though does not overtly talk about any sweet apples, is that very sweet, almost kind of like thick-skinned apple bite of an apple that I adore and love so much. Not as long lasting as I Am Trash by Etat Libre d'Orange, but no less delightful. It's just a little bit more refined, less loud. Like here you just get this like sour sweet scream almost, which I, to my surprise, enjoy very, very much in the Florida heat. The Décou-Vert is a little bit more refined, a little bit more calm, but it's still such a different take on an apple for me, for my nose. I love it, I love it, I love it. Wear it all the time, especially in the morning. When it comes to peaches, situation gets a little bit more complex. And I'll tell you why. I dare say the best peach I've ever tried is Pêche Cardinal by MDCI. Take a moment, pause this video, look up the prices for MDCI brand. I hope you didn't have a heart attack while looking up those prices. These are $400, $700. It's up there. I don't think I just can't see myself ever, if I'm completely like leveled here with the pragmatic honesty that it is my life, unless it's a gift. If somebody in my life really wanted to treat me to something I would never buy to myself, MDCI Pêche Cardinal, that's where it's at. But I don't know if I'll ever pull the plug, so I keep buying decants of that. And it's sweeter, a little bit more tuberosy type of peach. It's more kind of voluptuous, sweet. I wouldn't say syrupy. It's a ripe peach. But for summer, I want something that's either more souffle-like, and I would say anything that has osmanthus in its name is gonna smell peachy. Then we go to the whole territory of peachy shippers. Not quite what I want to hit in this video, so I'm not gonna show you any. Like, if you're interested in the shippers that I love, I have plenty of videos on that. By the way, if you want to see my shipper collection, leave a comment down below. I think somebody asked once, but I want to make sure there's enough interest for it for me to sit down and film it. It's pretty vast. I wanted fruity fragrance with peach at its heart. I didn't want osmanthus suede. I didn't want leathery. I didn't want hookah bar with peach. I didn't want peach preserves. I want this fresh fruity. And it proved to be a little hard to find. The best next to what I can truly call as the top creme de la creme fruity peach is Queen of Sheba by Attar collection. I had a generous decant of their original version. That was truly the peachy smoothie of my dreams. The current version, it's much improved packaging. I really adore that now it's not a sticker, but actually a gold embossing. Queen of Sheba still has that souffle peach, but it also, to me, comes with a kind of wet cigarette smoke. I personally do like it because it reminds me of my youth, the rebellious teen years. But it's not, as you can see, it's very niche. It's not everybody's cup of tea to add that kind of cigarette smoke stain to a peachy fragrance. This flavor, even controversial, and it's not necessarily liked by everyone, to me makes it last longer, gives it a little bit of an edge, which I appreciate in heat, but it's not nauseating, it's not too much. So I pick that as my peach for summer. But I told you, there's a kind of a niche wrapping on that peach souffle. By the way, if you have recommendations of your own for any of the fruits mentioned herein, please leave them below. I'm always looking for the next best. And a surprise favorite that grew out of me trying to get rid of this bottle is a strawberry syrup / strawberry preserves. This is Arizona by Proenza Schouler. The bottle is very reminiscent, actually it was primary. This came before Yves Saint Laurent Libre, but the make is just as high quality, and I would dare say this is a little bit more artistic, a little bit more imaginative. You can see that these are the red mountains of, I presume, Utah, Colorado, potentially Montana. So you can see that the liquid kind of changes color a little bit depending on the pink edges of this bottle. It's gorgeous make. The bottle make is gorgeous, especially for the price you can find them for. I mean, on various websites. And this is somewhat semi-sweet, sensual musk, not sour one, but more like a skin-like musk, mixed with strawberry preserves. They say it's a cacti flower. Not gonna argue about that. Like, different cacti smell different ways, and some of them do smell sweet, like almost like sugary water. But to me, this is mostly this reminiscence of strawberry preserves with a soft, sensual musk. Syrupy fragrances are not my thing, and this is why after using a decant like maybe 5 ml, I decided it's not for me. I think I'm gonna let it go, and I started using it as a room spray, just kind of like to get a whiff of it and get away from it. And by using half of the bottle, I now develop quite an affinity for it. Every once in a while I spray it and actually get through that cloud. It's like, that is cute. So I think in my case, since I'm not a super kind of candy, sugar, syrupy type of person, for me the key is not overspraying, not getting too much that it becomes nauseating. Otherwise, I am yet to find another believable strawberry anything in the perfume world. If you know of any candidates, please let me know. I've tried quite a few perfumes that claim to have strawberry something in them, and it never really, I never managed to strike gold with any of them. This is the first one, which I dare say to me smells like strawberry syrup. It does. Gorgeous packaging. Just, I wish I could show it to you closer. It's just so artistically and well made. I absolutely adore it. And a fairly affordable price, if you know where to look. All right. Pears. I have two to show you. One that started this whole story. This is Nicolai Parfums Angelys Pear. And I have my absolute top favorite by Nicolai Parfums, probably is Le Mixte. Is a cologne without being an Italian cologne. Beautiful, beautiful, sensual, kind of lemony verbena fragrance. This was my second love. And I make such a big deal about it, because I gotta say, Nicolai Perfumes is not my brand. I rarely ever find anything that I like in their fragrances, especially in their classic line. The newer ones, here and there, because they branch out. Like, I find something I like, but their DNA, like the way they used to make their base, is just it's like drilling in my brain. It's something about it that just doesn't quite work with my nose. Angelys Pear still has that drilling, musky, sour, musky, sweet base, but the pear, he is so delightful that it's hard for me to say no to this one. And very recently, there's one that I think is going to beat it this summer. This is yet another representative of Laboratorio Olfattivo white line. It's Nun. Sweeter, more milky, more watermelony, but not too sweet. It's not a gourmand. It's this perfect balance that we like about summery, fruity perfumes. It just makes me happy, and I dare say it surprisingly works so well on guys. Fruity perfumes do absolutely work, especially these kinds when it's a mixture of somewhat watermelony aquatic accord from the 90s with something else. Love it, love it, love it. Just love it. Love it on everyone, especially on me. So I used up a travel. No, I don't think I used it up. I think I still have like a little bit left, which I'm gonna promptly finish up, and got myself 30 ml. When I'm done with 30 ml, I'm probably gonna buy myself a bigger bottle, and we'll see. I'll wear both and see who actually wins my heart long term. And you'll probably hear more about that in the Last Drops series. All right, mangoes. I searched high and low. There are so many mangoes on the market these days, like a fair dozen if you really look for it. There is Angel Mugler, their Croisier summer edition. There is Mango Skin by Wilhelm Parfumerie. There are a number of them, and I tried most of them, and all of them seem to me like these artificial mango sweeteners and flavors. None of them lands as a believable mango, and I should know. I consider myself at this point a connoisseur of a mango smell and taste, because there is a mango tree that grows right in the front yard of my neighbor. And when it's the season, those mangoes just keep falling on mine his lawn. And by the end of summer, I am so done with eating mangoes that I can stand the taste and the smell of them. And it's even worse when they keep falling, and they start rotting. Oh, the rotting mango smell is now ingrained in my memory forever. Not something anyone wants to experience at that concentration. Imagine a huge mango tree. The poor soul, he cleans his lawn like every other day, and still the stink of rotting mangoes is just effervescent for 2 months. That said, the most believable ripe mango, falling off the tree mango, is, in my view, Parle de Parfum Chypre Mojo. This is the least shipper of shippers that I'm showing you, I'm used to talk about, because it's very contemporary. It's much more fizzy, much more kind of soda pop, sparkling water with this kind of sour, sweet, ripe mango mixed in it. I adore it for the summer. Be it dry heat or wet heat, it works really well. And to me, it probably will forever associate with me living here, because this is the smell of summer for me. Berries. Ever since I caught myself falling in love with the sour apples in I Am Trash by Etat Libre d'Orange, I realized it's time. It's time for me to revisit berries. There was a random, I think it was called Red by Comme des Garçons, that really sparked my interest in kind of cranberry, sour, sweet type of perfumes. And ever since, I've been kind of cautiously looking for a good sour, sweet berry scent, but something not too loud. I find that anything that claims to have berries in it is just so piercingly loud and sour, and with this like sugary sour aspect, that it's too much. It's pretty much what yogurt-based ice cream devolved to once it became mainstream. It's just the acid plus sugar, while in reality frozen yogurt, if it's organic and like I dare say homemade, it's delicious, it's beautiful, it has this delightful soft tartiness. So berry fragrances are hard for me, but I have an interest in them. The best one I found to date so far is, I haven't even showed it in seasonal indulgences and where I hold all of my purchases, so this is the first time you're seeing this exclusive reveal. Cartier, from their haute perfumery line, it's their boutique offering. This is the Hours collection, and this is our number 10. Just pure joy. It is this sugary sweetness of fructose and fruits, refreshing cleanness. That there's something about Cartier fragrances, the way that Matilda makes them, that it's like breathing through your lungs, like a breeze going through your lungs. If she uses any of the citrusy or green notes, or tea or mate, as they usually describe it in the marketing materials, it's just something that just cleans your whole palate immediately. And the way that the 10 combines this sour sweet notes with this green wiping everything clean breeze is impeccable. I have tried it years before and I was not impressed. I was not ready for it. I couldn't quite capture. My nose was not capturing all of the beauty. It's simultaneously complex and simple at the same time. And this friend lasts forever. So I generously shower in it, usually my hands, my arms. And then I just have this joy of catching the whiffs of different aspects of the number 10 as the day goes by. Adore it. And these are haute couture fruits, guys. This is good stuff. Coconuts. I mean, how can we talk about fruits and not talk about coconut? Also, a very popular theme this year. I can't dare call it the note of the year, because coconut is always popular. It's always everybody's choice, especially for summer gourmands. I've got a battery here because I haven't found one like paragon of coconutty balance. I have flavors of coconut that I enjoy. First is something that I associate with the beach and just this kind of like casual coconutty flavor is clean. This flanker is called Sun-Kissed Skin, but as far as my memory serves me, if you just get clean skin, it will still be delightfully coconutty. But if you want that true beach experience that is not heavy, that is not too milky, that is not smothering, but just the right amount of coconutty breeze, like a little bit of that kind of pina colada, clean sun-kissed skin is where it's at for me. So I'm nearly out of it. Beautiful, love it, easy, always super pleasing, doesn't last very long, but like it's just this instant pleasure when you generously spray it all over. Something that makes me think of a walk on a rocky beach, because it has a strong mineral aspects, is Arquiste Sydney Rock Pool. Here we have a very potent combination of sour, musky, mineral, salty notes with the coconut sweetness kind of caressing and supporting them on the background. not a pure coconut. I adore this niche fragrance for how unapologetically contrasting it is. For that, I love it. I adore the packaging. I'm a sucker of colored glass bottles. Let's just acknowledge the obvious here. Gorgeous. Very high quality packaging. A cool take on a coconut, which is unconventionally fresh. Recommend that. When it comes to something a little bit more classical, coconutty, I'm kind of split between the two. And as I said, I don't think I've nailed it yet, but I'll show you the options that I have that I actually mix. I mix all four of these coconuts interchangeably just to get the right aspects, to showcase the right aspects in different concentrations. And the other two that are kind of more classical coconuts, but with each of them with a different twist, is Dangerous Complicity by Etat Libre d'Orange. I've had it forever, and for me it's a very nudie fragrance. It's supposed to have a coconut rum and to be this unobtrusive, soft, demure coconutty floral, which it is, but the kind of the boozy coconut rum comes and goes in whiffs. I cannot figure it out. It seems too quiet to have any kind of trail, right? Any kind of sillage. And yet, I'm not the first one to note that this fragrance, even though super nude, sits close to the skin, seems to disappear rather quickly. It keeps coming back. There's something about it that just gives you this ways of like as if you just finished a pina colada and the glass is still standing on the table. It gives you that kind of a echo. Interesting in the way that it is so opaque in the way it showcases itself, and a much more sweeter option that probably is better for people who are comfortable wearing edible gourmands in the heat of summer. I'm not, but sparingly I can. This is a beautifully boiled rice dessert with a very generous amount of coconut syrup, coconut milk, you name it. It's like baked rice coconut cookies. It's called Feels, like the shorter version, Feels the Dieu, also by Etat Libre d'Orange. Much more of an edible gourmand area, and I usually I mix it with something fresher or something more mineral or something zestier, just to give it a little bit of a lift. Otherwise, all four are beautiful. As I said, do I have the one to rule them all? No, but they combine so beautifully with each other and actually with some other fragrances. So coconutty fragrances to me are always part of the story, but rarely are the story when it comes to personal perfume use. Clearly, I have way more fruity fragrances in my stash, in my olfactory library, but I had a cat bit somewhere, and I truly believe that these are creme de la creme, the best options I could offer. I am head over heels excited to wear all of them this summer. I'll be making a set for you so you can sample all of them. So just check the links down below if you have been kind of on the fence on what to get. Like, you know, some people just get like one travel to anchor their memories of that summer. Please share what have you chosen for yourself this summer. These are my selections for me and for you. I hope you will enjoy trying them from my olfactory library. If not, please share your picks and check out what people are suggesting. I find a lot of super cool, very knowledgeable suggestions in the comment section, so that will also be a source of things to try and things to consider for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe. I'll give you a snazzy outro song so you're not rushed, so YouTube doesn't throw you from one video to another. Take your time, stretch your fingers, click on that like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the comment section.
Hey there, you've reached the end, but don't just depart. Hit like, subscribe, it's a way to take part. Your support, your love, it's an art. Together we grow, play our part in this chart. It's more than a clip, it's a bridge, a connection, no way to sustain. To fuel this direction, each light, each sub, a show perfection. We're in this together, seeking perfection. Like and subscribe, be the vibe, keep us alive. In this digital sea, it's how we thrive. Your support is the core, the drive. In this world of content, we're the prototype. Donations, contributions to keep the lights on. Fueling our passion from dusk till dawn. It's not just content,